Thank you for tuning in to The Solution Is You. I hope that you are doing well. I do appreciate each of you for taking time to visit my channel. I also appreciate all of my subscribers and anyone who just chooses to listen to any message that I have. If you find value within my messages, then make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. With that, let's go ahead and get into today's topic. Now, the subject of today is about distractions. So I want to let you know that my goal here on my channel is to provide as much value as possible. I know that there are many different people out there going through different things, and sometimes it's easy when you have someone to relate to on certain things that you go through in life. Now, in life, we do encounter different distractions, so I wanted to point out just a few. And the first distraction is people, just people in general. What I found is that sometimes it could be difficult to deal with people, especially like on jobs, for example. Working a job can be very rewarding depending on what industry you're in or depending on what suits you, what interests you. And most times people enjoy their jobs, but a lot of times what's overlooked is the people, the actual people who you working around. And sometimes that could be a thorn in your side if you're working around individuals who maybe don't have an interest as you do in whatever it is that you're working for or on. And a lot of times there are people who are just there just to get a check. So there are many different reasons why people act the way that they do, and we can't control that, but we can control our actions. But people just in general can be a distraction. So let's say in relationships, a relationship can be a distraction. And this happens at any level in life because anytime you are chasing your dreams or you are trying to accomplish something in particular where it involves maybe money, or you're chasing a promotion, or you're just trying to build something for yourself that's going to support you later down the road, especially if you are a man. So you want to make sure that you're in position so that anyone that you're supporting, you can do that with ease. So a relationship can be a distraction in these situations, because if you're not set up properly, or if you're not set up to sustain yourself or anyone else for that matter, then when you're in a relationship, you're likely to, number one, dedicate a lot of your time to someone else. And this person isn't guaranteed to stay in your life, especially if you just met them. Also, number two, you'll spend a good deal of money because you'll do your best to try to impress this person. You'll also try to appeal to this person by making them believe that you can purchase any and everything just to make them happy. And in relationships, love makes people do crazy things. Naysayers. So naysayers are those who never agree with what you are doing. These people tend to speak negatively on anything that you set out to accomplish or achieve. Anytime you are working on a project or you are working to build anything, you're trying to set a foundation for yourself, and naysayers can come in the form of anyone. I mean, families or friends. So you're building a platform, and these type of individuals never have anything good to say. As a matter of fact, they don't believe in anything that you do. So it's important not to listen to naysayers. I know sometimes I've seen where individuals go back and forth with people who don't believe in what they stand for or don't believe in whatever project they have going on. So they tend to go back and forth to prove themselves. These people are time wasters and distractions. These people know exactly what it is that you're tending to do. And for whatever reason, they believe that they can get under your skin. And so our job is to not let this happen. So there's no need, as long as you believe in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, there's no need to waste time to try to prove anything to anyone. Let your actions do the talking. And speaking of actions, actions do speak louder than words. And whenever there's someone who's taking time out of their day to just tell you what you can accomplish and what you can't do in life, and taking time to question why you are doing something or why you're not doing something, you really have to think about, when you really value your time, truly value your time, no one who is really serious about themselves and their time is going to take time out to question what someone else is doing or not doing before taking action themselves. It's a waste of time to be in someone else's business when you should have plenty going on that will prevent you from doing that. Unless you're collaborating with someone on a project, I can see if someone is taking time to kind of critique someone or something like that. But if you have a lot going on, you won't have time to go and waste 5, 10 minutes blowing someone else's spot up because you have too much going on. Substance abuse is another distraction. Regardless if you are a user, a buyer, a seller, altogether, this is a distraction because you're dealing with substances that could potentially alter your mind. And if your mind is altered, you can't think clearly. And if you're not thinking clearly, then you're not in a state where you can focus on being productive. If you are a user, you definitely are in a situation where you're not leading because someone is giving you something and you're not in the driver's seat. If you are a buyer, you're taking money that you could potentially use to invest in something that is legal or something that is not questionable, and you are putting yourself at risk. And anytime you're dealing with your hard-earned money and your time, you want to make sure that every risk you take is calculated. Every risk that you take is a reputable risk. And you want to make sure that your reward significantly outweighs any risk that you take. If you are a seller, this should be obvious because if you're out there selling any substance that is illegal, then you're definitely putting yourself at risk because you never know when you could be put behind bars, you could lose your life, or you could potentially harm someone else. So these are obvious distractions that can be avoided, and you could put all of that energy into doing the right thing. And there are those who truly do need help, and there are avenues that one can take in order to seek that help. In life, there are so many distractions, and I can't cover them all, but one of the most biggest distractions ever can be yourself. You may be a vain person, so you could be a person who has excessive workouts. So you have to work out morning, noon, and night. So you're in the gym all day long. And although a lot of work is needed in order to alter your body and get it in peak performance, if you're in the gym all day, you don't have time for anything else. So this could be a major distraction. If you're in the gym or if you're working out all day, how do you have time to work on yourself? There's only 24 hours in a day. You spend a third of that sleeping, about another third of that working, and the rest is to do everything else. So if you are literally in the gym all day, how do you have time for anything else? Also, if you spend a lot of time in the mirror, hours upon hours putting makeup on or doing your hair, this can cut into any time that you could have investing in yourself, investing to expand your knowledge base, the time that you need to put into learning about a business or making money work for you. So, these are things that we just need to put in perspective and things that we should make a focus for regular conversation. And all too common, we make conversations of these type of topics the least of our day. And so, it takes each one of us to recognize what it is that we could improve on within our lives, and we need to focus on that. Another point I would like to make is too many of us put too much effort into trying to get others to like us. And this is a big distraction. I always have to tie in purpose, and repetition is the key to learning. So I've said this a lot in the past, and I will continue to say it. And a lot of times people do change their lives based off of something kicking in at some point within your life, especially after you've experienced something that has been traumatic. Then you think back on something that you've heard or you've seen, and sometimes that could be the catalyst to changing your life. And so in this instance, I would like to reiterate the reason for understanding your purpose, because each of us were placed here for a reason. Now, if you just take time out, set everything to the side, whatever you know or understand, just put it to the side and really think about, why are you here on this earth? Is it to just take up space? Is it to buy the most expensive clothing and put it on for others to see? Is it to just indulge in material items just for the sake of doing so? What is the reason that you believe for why you're here on the earth? And so understanding purpose is very important, because it sets the stage for everything else that you do in life. And when you understand that your purpose here on this earth is to realize what your talent is. So your talent it could be singing, or it could be to produce a product. It could be to talk to others to understand what they're going through and to provide a solution. It could be to change the world through astronomy, or it could be something dealing with mathematics, or it could be something dealing with physics, or you could be a service person. So you're providing meals to school students, or you are in a factory and you're producing something that's going to be of benefit to someone somewhere in the world. Whatever it is, you have to realize what your talents are. And you can only do that by going out, asking plenty of questions, experiencing things. You have to try things and fail at them, and try something else and fail at them. And you have to go out and have your hands in multiple things at one time. You have to be asking a lot of questions. You can't be timid. You can't let your ego get in the way. You have to go out and just ask questions. These are things that you have to do in order to understand what your purpose is, your particular purpose. And you go out and you solve problems for other people. So your job is to go out and help as many people as possible, not help yourself. That's why there's so many people who have money that in some cases they end up taking their lives. In some instances they end up depressed because they have this money and they don't understand their true purpose. So at that point, no matter how much money they have, if you really think about it, think about the person who who has a lot of money, who fits what I'm saying. They don't understand what their purpose is. So they have this money and now they're trying to go out and find out what their purpose is, but they don't know. And it's very confusing, and it could lead to depression and all sorts of other things. So it's important to understand your purpose, because it affects other aspects of your life. It affects relationships. It affects not only relationships like your personal relationship, but it also affects your professional relationships, because you are in position to lead other people and work with other people, and people are looking at your actions and they want to sync it with what you're saying. And if you don't understand your purpose, it's going to show. So I don't want to go too deep into it, but I want you to understand and at least be curious about what I'm saying as far as your purpose. Purpose is important. So understanding why you're here, understanding the importance of helping others and not wasting time, and value yourself, value others. Others are important because you never know who can help you get to the next level in life. So I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to value yourself. And I do appreciate you for taking time to listen to my message. I thank you for listening to me today. Please understand that the solution is you. With that, have a great day.